one's gimmick is that his arm pops off. I'm waiting for the cliff jumper that splits in half. In 2023, the Transformers Generation Studio Series line branched their focus onto video game titles, including the game produced by High Moon Studios, Transformers War for Cybertron. To no surprise, Bumblebee's casual redeco returned. Cliff Jumper, if he's truly tied to the aligned continuity, is very much the heroic type launching himself into a fight he can't handle, at least in Prime. He's always running his mouth whether it gets him in or out of trouble. Jumper Cliff transforms into a red Cybertronian car, a very bubbly form like Bumblebee. In fact, it's a direct repaint, even going so far as to keep the black details and red highlights that still manage to pop against the deep red main color. It's too bad it still skips the paint on the back, but I love the wide mouth of a vacuum with the hexagon highlights tracing around it. The shape is nice and smooth like a slope. If you get everything in right, it rolls well. I love the red rims, and the Autobot symbol isn't lost. This really doesn't skip on the sculpted details. I adore the thin headlights. As for the accessories, you have the option of plugging one of the smaller weapons inside, or there's spots on the back, or for use, you can plug one on top. Color it whatever you want, this still manages to be an adoring and pretty iconic form that takes advantage of the character and game aesthetic. Robot mode. Red Bumbler doesn't stray away from the issues left over when this started as Yellow Bumbler, but for some reason a new deco seems to make everyone forget. Funny enough, I've got the original War for Cybertron Cliff. Actually, I got a lot of aligned Cliffs, and I don't know how that happened. In my defense, I actually like Bumblebee, but for some reason, I always hit a snag transforming Cliff's body. The legs look weak and too red, but I like the parts surrounding the wheel, the lighter red lines, and yes, I find the belly charming, like Kung Fu Panda's belly gong. When they brought him into the game, I wasn't sure about the head since it was the only Prime design they really used, or at least it really stood out, but I like it in hand. It's big, but I love the horns, chin, and helmet. It seems a bit more squared off. Did someone say? Ball joint ahead, ball joint shoulders, rotation below elbow bend, waist rotation, ball joint hips, rotation below knee bend, foot tilt, and toes. Posability is mostly fine if you can counter the weight of his big belly. I think the foot tilt and head could use more range though. Let's take a look at the accessories. It carries the 3 from Bumblebee, 2 of which can be replaced by this arm. He has a replacement rifle blaster or the much thicker cannon blaster. Both can use blast effects. In addition, he has a handheld sword, all of which can tap on his back. If you didn't like the Bumblebee and you have a passionate hatred for this particular shade of red, then this is probably not doing anything for you. But I like the Bumblebee and I don't get heated about colors, so 2 for 2 it seems. There is a few annoying steps in the transformation, especially the panel that pops over the head, how the wheels tuck into the car, and the waist slipping inside. But as a figure on its own with a leadfoot gut, it stands fine as is. Turning something yellow to red just to annoy Dark of the Moon's John Malkovich.